All right, thank you for attending the August 7th special board meeting of the Interstate 35 School Board of Directors. We'll start with the opening call to order. Nathan Gibson here.
Dan Hutton here.
Melissa Keller here.
Jessica Buckland here.
All right, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. All right, we'll review the I-35 mission statement, district priorities. Interstate 35 Community School District exists to develop lifelong learners and responsible, productive, successful citizens in an ever-changing society. District priorities are to articulate and support a cohesive, student-centered pre-K through 12 vision for continuous school improvement, engage in effective teaching and relevant learning for the 21st century, and operate with fiscal integrity, efficiency, and effectiveness. First agenda items, discuss and approve the agenda. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Seeing no discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Been properly motioned. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signified by aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next we have open forum. Residents, students, parents, and guardians and staff of the district may address the board about relevant topics. Those who wish to speak must sign up at the beginning of the meeting. Speakers' participation is limited to 5 minutes per meeting. We ask the speakers to remember that Iowa law prohibits the board from discussing specific employees, students, or their performance. April, do we have anybody sign up? No. All right. No open forum. All right. First, we'll discuss and approve the consent items. You guys should have got access to this on the new school board monitoring system. Was able to look at it. First is open enrollment. And I think we have a recommendation from the superintendent to deny the open enrollment based off the lack of space. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing no discussion, I'll entertain a motion for the consent items.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items.
It's been properly motioned to approve the consent items. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next we have the action agenda. The first thing is to discuss and approve the SRG update that we asked at the last board meeting. I think Mr. Grandin's got it up on the screen here. He can talk real quick about this and we'll go from there if there's any discussion.
Yeah, we met yesterday afternoon. There was about 9 of us that took part in the meeting. We had a really good conversation. The direction we got from the board in July was to account for bodies of evidence being put into the final grade. I think another component to that is, and discussion from that was also to make sure that we're updating our grade books frequently. So we also added that in there. So the committee that met came up with 2 items for approval. We'll approve these statements these items are up for approval at the August 26th board meeting. We'll come back, or actually I think we decided in the September board meeting, we'll come back with the full handbook. That'll give Mr. Beckel and his teachers time to kind of dig into the weeds a little bit more with some of the items because this is just kind of the higher level portion of it. So we'll come back in September with the actual handbook. So right now we're just asking for approval on these 2 items, which grading bodies of evidence for grades 7 through 12 will account for 20% of the overall student grade per semester, which would mean assessments would be the other 80%, and then at least 1 body of evidence is entered biweekly for grades 7 through 12. And they can do more if they choose to, but a minimum of 1 body of evidence would need to go in the grade book.
Okay, real quick, just to summarize and make sure we're all on the same page. So we're basically approving these directional statements, which will begin to be operationalized by the staff as they plan for this year, while simultaneously you're making updates to the actual handbook to reflect this. There's some kind of nuances and next level stuff that you've got to sort through to actually put in the handbook, and we'll bring the handbook back in September. So, okay.
Did you feel like you got some overall good feedback from teachers, primarily in the high school, and
Yeah, so there wasn't a lot of high school teachers present at the meeting, but I received feedback via email and was able to bring that information back to the group. So I think the next conversation is then how do we get those teachers to the table moving forward to have those voices at the table, so.
great, thank you.
Yep.
So if I'm correct in what I'm hearing, the committee came up with the stuff you're recommending that we put up for approval or not approval tonight, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, is there any further discussion? All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve, or entertain a motion, sorry, to approve or deny the SRG update. It actually says discuss and approval, so.
I will make a motion to approve the SRG proposal.
Been properly moved, do I have a second?
I will second it.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
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 Opposed? All right. Next on the action agenda, we have, these are all sharing agreements that we have and I guess have been in place for a while. Can we approve these all in one fell swoop or do we need to go individually through them? We can discuss them, obviously, but I'm just wondering if we could just do a motion to approve them all after discussion or not.
I've got them all listed, so if we can,
Go through them individually?
sorry.
Okay, all right. That's fine. All right, so the first one is the Curriculum Sharing Director Agreement with Southeast Warren. I believe this has been in place for a while and we're just looking to renew it. Is there any discussion on the Curriculum Sharing Agreement? All right, seeing no discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve the Curriculum Sharing Director Agreement with Southeast Warren.
I will make a motion to approve the curriculum director sharing agreement with Southeast Warren.
Been properly moved. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
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 Opposed? All right, next we have the library sharing agreement with Winterset. Again, sharing agreement that we've had in place, it's not new, okay? Any discussion on the library sharing agreement? All right, seeing no discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the librarian sharing agreement with Winterset.
Been properly moved, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next we have the FY25 Maintenance Director Sharing Agreement with Southeast Warren. Any discussion on that one? All right, seeing no discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the maintenance director sharing agreement.
Been properly moved, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
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 Opposed? All right, next we have the FY25 Payroll Coordinator Sharing Agreement with Southeast Warren. Is there discussion? All right, seeing no discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Been motion to approve the FY25 Payroll Coordinator Sharing Agreement with Southeast Warren. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signified by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And finally, we have our FY25 Transportation Director Sharing Agreement with Southeast Warren. Is there discussion?
No.
All right, seeing no discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'm motion that we approve.
There's been a motion to approve the Transportation Director Sharing Agreement. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
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 Opposed? All right, next we have our upcoming dates, which is our regularly scheduled school board meeting, which is on August 26th. If there's no other discussion, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Been properly motioned to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Been properly moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signified by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.